Conference Institute, exercise number 104, Sir, pacing at the rate 80 words a minute. Sir, I am neither supporting any media nor questioning any government which is democratically elected. It is about the importance of freedom of speech and expression. In our democracy, press has been placed at a very higher pedestal by calling it the fourth estate, the other three being the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The forefathers of our constitution placed immense faith that the media can play a very impartial, constructive, and selfless role in matters relating to public interest. This belief is reflected more than adequately in several concessions granted to media, including the provisions in terms of Article 19 of the Constitution of India, considering the media to be a holy cow in the course of nation building. About the freedom of speech and expression, the rights granted under Article 19, Sub-Article 1 are not unlimited as Article 19, Sub-Article 2 of the Indian Constitution enables the legislature to impose certain restrictions on free speech under the following heads: security of the state, friendly relations with the foreign states, public order, decency or morality, contempt of court, defamation, incitement to an offense, and sovereignty and integrity of India. Therefore, any restrictions on freedom of speech and expression can be enforced only by the legislature within the framework of Article 19, Sub-Article 2, and not by any other means. Sir, recently certain restrictions were attempted to be imposed. We have a history that during the emergency period, several restrictions were imposed on freedom of press. Subsequently, attempts are being made on a regular basis to indirectly control media as media started its aggression in exposing corrupt practices by the government and some big industrial houses. Recently, restrictions are put across the country. There are some media houses with crony capitalism and ill-gotten money. Some corporate houses are also controlling media. As all of us are aware, the new state of Telangana was formed with a lot of resistance or whatever it is. But finally, in an unscientific manner, the state was divided. In that background, in the recently concluded assembly session of Telangana in June 2014, the Honorable Chief Minister moved a resolution in the State Assembly and the State Council authorizing the Speaker and the Chairman respectively to decide the punishment to be given to the two private channels on the pretext that these channels hurt the sentiments of the people of Telangana by airing certain programs. At the same time, our party opposed such a resolution on the floor of both the houses in the state, as it amounts to suppression of the freedom of the press. But the ruling party went ahead without any respect for the freedom of expression guaranteed in our constitution. Subsequently to this resolution in the state assembly and in the state council, the blockade of both the channels was declared with effect from July 2014. Almost 100 days are over. Through the government denies its role in it. Strangely, the government tries to stay away from the gigging effort, stating that a group of people known as multiple system operators who control distribution of channels in Telangana decided to block these channels as they hurt the sentiments of the Telangana people. Sir, here it is a very important point. Can a group of private individuals like multiple system operators scuttle with the rights guaranteed by the Constitution? It is most important to recall here that the Honorable Supreme Court in a case against the state of Kerala and in a number of other cases held that reasonable restrictions on the freedom of speech in terms of Article 19 subarticle 2 can be imposed only by a duly enacted law and not by the executive action. It is also necessary that there must be a reasonable nexus between the restriction imposed and the government of public order. If this being the rule of the land, how can the government of Telangana play a role of a silent spectator in the present blockade of TV channels in the absence of any enacted law? What should be the role of an elected government? In our democracy, the first foremost obligation of any elected government is to uphold the Constitution and initiate measures to enforce the rights guaranteed by it to the citizens of the country well within the four walls of the Constitution. The only logical conclusion one can draw in the entire episode from the silence maintained by the present government in the Telangana state is that either it has no faith in our constitution or only sponsoring its agenda of scuttling the freedom of the press through its trusted and favorite private individuals for the reasons best known to it. Can we allow running any of our states which are members of the Republic of Union as princely states? After independence, nearly 550 princely states were unified into Indian Union after a great effort by our forefathers to carve out a federal India. Are we not going backwards by disrespecting the rules prescribed by our constitution? Stop.